Anyway, I think it's Tuesday, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with chapter 7 here. Probably need to get circled up here. So let's jump to page 531. Okay, 531. Actually, it's 530. How about 529? I typed it in wrong in the Schoology. So what we're going to do today is just numbers 1 through 27. So I'm going to circle up here before I get into anything. Pretty good lesson. You'll notice we're starting with the second lesson of the chapter. The first was, I thought, just too easy. So wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page here. So I always like to circle up and kind of go from there. Shouldn't need a calculator, but if you do, you could kind of peek at one and kind of go from there. Okay. So today we're going to start our first lesson with equations. And really what an equation is just, if you look down here, this is an equation, right? And it's one side is equal to the other side. It has two equal sides. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to solve equations today, and it's just going to be addition equations. We're going to progressively go through this the rest of the week, but we're going to use the inverse operation, okay? Um, and the inverse of addition is subtraction to solve this. Now, a lot of this you're going to be able to do mentally. I understand that, but I am going to ask you to balance beam it up and go ahead and take care of it. Now, we have one property that we need to talk about here, and it's called the subtraction property of equality. All right, and what that says is what you do to one side, you're going to do to the other. All right, you have to keep an equation balanced. All right, so when we solve an addition equation, we're going to use the subtraction property, the opposite, the inverse, and we're going to subtract it from both sides, and we're always going to circle it. So with all that being said, let's jump into this guide of practice here on page 528, and let's go to work here. Okay, I know the answer is 3. But what I'm asking you to do is just go ahead and balance beam it and subtract 7 from both sides. Okay, and when you subtract 7 from both sides, you get 3. Y equals 3, and you'll notice that all I'm doing is practicing writing this, doing the inverse operation and going from there. The opposite of addition is subtraction. Subtract 6, E's left, 4 equals E, right? Okay. A board that measures 19 and 5/10 meters in length is cut into two pieces, all right? One piece is 7 and 2/10. Write and solve an equation. So we have a board. The board measures 19 and 5/10, right? And it's cut into two pieces. Well, this is the first piece. The second piece is 7.2. So this plus this has got to equal that. So now we're into a little bit more of an issue. Now we're dealing with decimals. Still, nothing has changed. Balance beam it up. Subtract 7 and 2/10, get 0. Subtract 7 and 2/10. X is going to what's left over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and solve this. 3, 2, 1. So 1 is 12 and 3/10, the other is 7 and 2/10. That equals that. Okay. All right, we're going to jump to this since I wrote on that, and it might have been ideal to use some scratch paper. But again, we're just doing the inverse operation. Should be getting after it. Okay. All righty. Well, let me flip this over, and let's get rolling here. We'll do maybe the first 5 or 6 together here and kind of go from there. All right, it says show your work, so we're just going to draw a line, and we're going to balance beam both sides. C is going to equal 3. We're going to balance beam. Always balance beam. The inverse of addition is subtraction. Subtract 2. X is 7. And circle that, please. We're going to balance beam. We're going to perform the subtraction property of equality. A is going to come down. A is going to equal 2. Okay. Number 4. Sicarius and Paz together have $756.80. Sicarius has this. How much does Paz have? Write an addition equation. Okay. Well, together they have $756.80. Right? Z has $489.50 plus P, which is PAS. Together have that. Let's subtract. 489.50 minus 489.50. What's left over here is P. P is going to equal that. 0, 3, decimal down. And you could use your calculator for this. I don't mind. I'm just not, because I can do it quicker without the calculator. 16 minus, that's 7. 14 is 6. There. And we want to label that as money. And PAS has $267.30. Number 5. The average length of a king cobra is 118 inches, which is 22 inches longer than the black mamba. We want another addition equation. So we got our black mamba, which I'll call B, plus, all right, which is 22 inches, plus 22 equals 118 inches for the king cobra. So now we're going to subtract 22, borrow, 11 minus that is 96 what? Inches. What's left over here is B. B equals 96 inches. So again, trying to get things set up and taken care of here. Okay. All right, let's do 6 together and I'll call it a day. If Mia has already earned 30 points, write and solve an addition equation to find the total number she needs. Remember, I need 50 points for a pizza party. She's already earned 30. So if we have a total of 50 you needed, and you've earned 30, how many more points do you need? So we're going to balance beam it and subtract 30. Subtract 30. P comes down, is 20 more points. That's what she needs. Suppose Julie has already earned 36 points. Write and solve an equation to see how many she'll need to earn for the party. Well, she needs 50 points for the party. She's earned 36. How many more points for Julia? Equals, right? This generally is the hardest part. Subtract 36, subtract 36. P comes down, is 14 more points. So I hope that made sense to you. Subtraction property of equality. We're circled up. Enjoy.